Hello and welcome to the Lobby Talk podcast. The
Listen,
date
condom.
is February 17th, 2019. My name is Aaron.
My name is Danon.
Hi, Hunter.
Oh no! Oh fuck you! My name's
Well,
Alex.
it's fine. It's going to be a little bit different. We have a special guest today. We are joined by Ryan because Ryan is going to have some epic things to say about Anthem, which is, I think, will take up the majority of the podcast. So let me run through the topics list for this for today. We're going to be talking about Anthem for quite a bit of time. I think we all have a lot to say about Anthem. We're going to be talking about Apex Legends, the new Metro game. We're going to be talking about the Tetris Battle Royale, and then Far Cry New Dawn, and maybe a few other topics if we have time. But yeah, so it's going to be a rip-roaring show, so hang on to your hats and let's be going. I actually came extra prepared. I wrote some notes on my thoughts about Anthem. So obviously that means I'm a professional. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
let's talk. I mean, who wants to start? I mean, with some basic ideas, like your basic thoughts about Anthem. Like let's just generally, perhaps outline like, do you like the game or do you dislike the game? Like, what are your general feelings like
How about I
right now?
start by saying that better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm.
How about that?
Oh,
That's
true.
a good starting point, I think.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
a good starting point.
Because it definitely
Yeah.
was better.
A lot better. I mean, I feel like the launch was pretty smooth. I got up. I was right at 7 o'clock. I played the click play, and I think it took me 10 minutes to get in finally because I kept getting kicked out. Which is, I mean, that's actually a pretty smooth launch in my
It
opinion.
didn't break nearly as much as the demo did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of bugs were
Yeah,
fixed
they
from the
released.
demo, obviously, which is a good thing. I mean, I feel like this is somewhat of a soft launch in general, anyway, because
It feels like the people who, if we want to get into this already, the people who paid for Premiere are kind of just the beta testers, it feels like.
yeah, that is kind of what it feels like. Definitely, is I feel like Premiere. It does feel like a lengthened beta test. Like it's not quite. It's like everything's there, right? But there's still bugs. So I mean,
Mostly because apparently a lot of the things that were wrong in the demo are still wrong on this release.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the audio bug where you have to restart to fix
yeah,
it.
Oh.
I experienced that audio bug.
Me too.
A couple times. It's a little frustrating, especially because I think both times it was like when I was nearing the end of a story mission, and it was like the audio, it was just like clip out. One time it was in free play, one time was when I was doing a story mission, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna restart because I kind of want to hear this dialogue. So that was a little frustrating. I mean, one of my big likes on that I've written down is I really like the world of Anthem.
Oh, yeah.
Is great. I love the style. If we want to start with positives, I love the kind of Middle Eastern style. I love the big, like how old the world feels. It does feel really old. Like there's these ruins, and I feel like that
It
it's
feels
really
like
overgrown.
ancient.
It does.
like,
It feels very
there's
ancient.
Technology everywhere still, so it's like I don't know what you call that when it's technology but it still feels ancient.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
It's a different. It's like old sci-fi. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Old
kind of
sci-fi, yeah.
It
It's
kind
kinda-
of reminded me in the same way. I mean, Mortal Engines, which is a movie,
It kind of reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn a little bit.
That's what I was
Yeah,
about to
where
say.
there's like the robots that
Yeah.
take over, right? And then you're kind of like an old timey hunter. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the world's great. It feels very lived in, very dirty, kind of. Like I love like when you climb into those suits. The suits just kind of some of them look dirty or old,
On
and
the they look advanced on the outside, but on the inside they kind of look.
it looks like they've just been kind of
Dated,
thrown
I
together.
guess?
Yeah, I really
Like-
like that.
It has all that weird padding and stuff on the inside, and it just
Yeah,
Mhm.
doesn't look as futuristic as it does on the outside.
Looks like
Yeah,
a pilot
exactly.
suit on the inside. Basically,
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going for. It was an old
yeah,
type
exactly. It
pilot
kind of
suit.
looks like an old timey like World War II kind of pilot suit. Like, oh, you don't want to freeze when you're 10,000
I think
feet
that's-
up in the air.
Part of the lore is that those are hand-me-downs.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Their
Yeah.
ancient ancestors made the javelin, so it's kind of like it's not really updated because it's
Right,
from
exactly. It's
ancestors.
just old. That's old tech to the ancestors, right? And then there's the. I mean, hopefully we're gonna probably not get into spoilers in this when
Mhm.
we're talking about Anthem. I don't really
Yeah.
want to spoil the story,
I
but
don't know if I could spoil it if I tried. I'm
oh
sorry.
yeah, we'll go
Uh,
through some basic plot stuff. But
It's
there
true.
is the anthem of creation, which is like one of the big things where it's like the world is, which is I assume what Bioware is going to try and work into their end game is the world is always changing, and that'll be, I assume, their events, right? It's going to be like, look,
That'll be like,
a relic
apparently
has
that'll be the like free updates and stuff, because that was one of the things I saw on the roadmap. The world is
Right.
always changing, so I'm assuming
so
they're
the
gonna
world
do
will always be changing,
they're gonna do events that are gonna change the game world or something like that, which would be cool.
right?
A lot of games have tried that. Most of them weren't very successful, so hopefully this time around it's correct, or at least fun.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, end game is going to be a big deal with Anthem for sure.
You know, they
Yeah.
on the main screen, they even showed like one of their little news things when you get into the game was like about the end game. They didn't really explain that much, but they did say it's like some things about it. They're like, oh, the leveling and then constant growing world, which I didn't know what they meant by that.
That's
Right.
what I think the updates are for.
So it's constantly evolving. So it has something to do with the anthem, right, or whatever, or the what are those
Anthem,
called?
And
they're
they're-
probably gonna tie in
relics?
Anthem creation changing the world and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And maybe,
Probably.
and maybe, yeah, that's my guess, obviously. So like, because obviously some of those are able to manipulate the laws of physics or do different things, or they create weird creatures or make new mountains or level mountains, all those kind of things, right? Kind of like they're all. So that's kind of a neat way I see what they're doing with what they're going to do with the end game story. So yeah, the world is kind of cool. Feels lived in, feels old.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably the farthest through the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm pretty much like, I think I have like 2 or 3 missions left, and then I'll basically be done with like the main storyline. And for me personally, I felt like the story kind of nothing too interesting was happening at the start. The main villain seemed kind of generic and boring, and
He
the
does.
writing kind of seemed not kind of off. Didn't feel like BioWare.
Yes.
And there's
Free
sort
sandwiches,
of
by the way.
oh yeah, free sandwiches. So there's a point where
No.
you kind of you'll know it when you hit it. Like there's definitely a middle point where like you hit like a it's like kind of like a damage check in like MMOs, right? It's like, all right, let's see where you are in the world. Are you there? All right, now you can proceed. And it's kind of like a halfway point. And
Interesting.
once you
So
get
if keep
past
going.
that point, it actually gets so much better. The story, for me personally, it's actually
Really,
you
Yeah, 'cause-
like it becomes more interactive. The story kind of like you're telling a story through actions rather than just hearing these guys throw stuff at you, and it's actually really cool the way they throw you into it.
Do you think the writing actually gets better?
Yes, it does. It gets so much better. There's
Like
like
as if the beginning was developed early and then the rest of it was developed
yeah,
like
it
at some other point or something.
it does feel like there's this weird like split because
Interesting.
it's so different when you get past this sort of middle area. The conversations that the NPCs have with each other and then with you are just so much more. They feel alive, like they feel like they have character.
Interesting. Well, I mean, there were rumors that Anthem. I mean, well, Anthem. It feels a little bit rushed, and I wonder if
Yeah.
some of that has something to do with it. Maybe they just kind of. I mean, well, here's one thing: is the opening mission for Anthem. They're not the opening. The second, like it's like the second opening where you're just by yourself, and that first kind of opening. I really like that mission where you're
Yes.
going into that was probably my favorite of the beginning, and that's okay. I'm on board. And as I really like the idea of going into these ruins and looking for the artifacts and getting the things and shutting them off and all that kind of stuff. I really like that. But yeah, the story definitely for where I am right now, I'm not too far into it. I feel like I'm only like, I don't know, 4 hours in maybe. I'm not too far into the story. It feels, the villain is one person I'm kind of like, okay, he's kind of seems a little generic, this kind of so. I kind of feel like I saw where they were going with that, but it's kind of cool to see here that the story kind of changes.
Yeah, and something that's like so like the bad guy kind of a lot of it's kind of generic, and that doesn't really change. It's still kind of like predictable, but it's just more entertaining, like what's happening, what they're making you do.
Okay.
And it just becomes more of like you feel like you're more playing a game than watching just like some generic movie, right? Like you're actually in that
Right.
world. So that's
Right.
kind of like what makes it better.
Is there any
Which is because since it is a game, it is nice to feel like you are part of the story instead of just
Right.
subsequent.
They use
part of the
game
story.
mechanics to tell a story. Like there's this cool scene. I'm not gonna go into detail, but like basically, it's like an old story, right? And they're like telling it through gameplay, and it's about holding off waves, and you have to stay in this area to like protect it. And the story goes that like they get pushed back. So as you complete like protecting these areas, your area gets smaller and it gets pushed back and keeps being pushed back, and the enemies keep swarming more and more until eventually you kind of finish it. So it's like, instead of just sitting there into this big circle and then, oh, you finished it, there you go, here's the story.
That's cool.
Blah, blah, blah. Or
That's
just
neat.
telling you the story. It's actually like, hey, you're getting pushed back, your circle's getting smaller, the enemies are getting stronger, like
Right.
you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling that story as it's being told to you. So it's like this cool
That's cool.
sort of
Yeah.
So that's
That's
what
when
I mean,
games
like,
are
it's
at their
better.
best.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, definitely. I like a lot of the interactive elements. I mean, so far, I mean, one of my things, I mean, I guess I could get to my biggest gripe right off the bat, which is I don't particularly understand why this is a multiplayer only game. And here's why I say that. So here's the thing. I love playing with friends. So when we four were playing in a group, that was super fun, right? That was like top notch A1 stuff. When we were all in a group and we were all like I think we each at one point had, or no, we had two people were one suit, and then there was a couple different. We were all kind of playing different suits, and we were going through the missions. It was really fun, really enjoyable. I really liked like just coordinating with everybody. You know, it felt fun and really good to play. What I didn't like is when I was first thrown into one of the newer, like it's the first mission right after you get out of kind of that intro segment. You're kind of you're thrown into a story with other people, and some of the people decide to just go like they'll just blaze ahead, right? And then I didn't really catch what was going on because I kind of take things a little bit slower, and people just rushed around, and they played the story, had already played the story already, or they had like they just weren't interested in the story. There's some people who play games differently. Obviously,
Guys, I'm really
like to play games, but I felt like I was getting kind of rushed through the story with just these random people, and I just didn't have as much fun when I was just playing with random people. So for the most part, after that, I just kept it, unless I was playing with like friends, I kept it private. Like I just kept my match private because I feel like that's actually the best way to experience the story. Now, if you're playing again or if you're grinding or whatever in free play with other people, it's not that big of a deal. But if you want to experience the story, I feel like it's diluted if you're playing with random people. That's my opinion. I mean, like what were your guys' experience with just random people? Like, how did you guys feel that played into the game?
I definitely feel like the solo stuff at the beginning, like the first two missions that you do when you start the game, were probably better than some of the stuff that comes after, like the multiplayer stuff, because it feels it's tailored. Obviously, the beginning's tailored towards being alone, and I don't mean to hate on it, but I feel like it was just kind of better. It just kind of felt more atmospheric.
I mean, that's the experience. And I don't know if that's just because I feel like the first couple missions were like
I definitely feel like
super enjoyable.
It would be nice to be able to have the option to. I mean, you can play alone, but obviously there are some missions where it forces you to play with people.
There's no way you could do it by yourself.
Alone. Huh?
Like the strongholds, right?
Yeah, strongholds. You could definitely not do it by yourself. No way.
You can't do it by yourself. I mean, realistically, it wouldn't be fun to do it by yourself because of how it's meant to be with 4 people. But you can't do it by yourself because it forces you. You cannot do those missions private. You have to be online, and you need to have randoms in your party if you're not playing with anyone. I mean, I say you have to be online, but I'm pretty sure you have to be online to even launch the game. So.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a multiplayer. You have to connect to the online service. You can't play in offline mode.
So they give you your news when you log in, whatever.
Yeah. So Hunter, what do you think? Do you think it's fine? Do you have any issues? Do you like multiplaying with just random people? Do you think that's fun, or did you mostly play with friends anyway?
I think it's okay. The game's really good. It just needs a whole bunch of bug fixes. Is the only issues, because I have issues where I was in the middle of a mission and I went through an intense cinematic thing, and then my game crashed. and then I
Yeah.
had to restart the mission over again and watch the same cinematic over again.
Yeah,
It was
that's
pretty
happened to
long,
me.
too.
That's happened to me like twice. And it's slightly frustrating, especially when it's like a big, cinematic, powerful moment. You're like, wow, this is cool. I'm really enjoying this, and then it crashes. You lose your progress. You're like, okay, well, I mean, now I have to replay it, and it just loses yeah, like some of the bugs are extremely frustrating. That coupled with the load times are probably
Oh,
what I've
God.
gotten the most
That's-
frustrated
Yeah.
out of.
I think that's the biggest problem so far is the load times. Like, good lord, I used this
Oh.
comparison earlier. It's like it feels like I'm playing Battlefield 3 on my old Dell desktop that wasn't meant for gaming because those matches
Yeah.
would take 10 minutes each to load.
It-
And these loading screens are dangerously close to that.
Yeah, they're intense when it comes to loading. Like you
And
can
apparently,
go watch a YouTube video during a loading stream and then come back and be like, oh, I loaded it.
yeah, exactly. Apparently, it's a problem for everyone. Apparently, even if you put it on your SSD, it's not even much better.
So yeah, I was actually curious about it. I didn't know that. So even if you have it on an SSD, it's still gonna
Yeah.
load
Yeah,
that.
I
loading
mean, it'll
is-
be fast. It'll be faster, but like it's still
Right.
gonna take a long time. It's like it's crazy. That and those loading times are awful, and also the fact that it's not just the loading screens; it's also while you're playing because sometimes you'll just walk into a room and think it's an empty room, and then you die and realize the enemies hadn't spawned yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
right,
hadn't
but they
shown
still
up
hit
yet on
you.
your screen.
Yeah,
and
there's a big
that's-
pop-in
so
issue.
That's awesome.
So and this is
Yeah.
also what you were saying, Ryan. I think you said it, where you said it's like it's almost like we're beta testing the game still. Like it still
Exactly,
seems
yeah.
like it's in the beta.
Because
So
we're-
maybe
we paid $15 compared to the $80 that some people paid.
right.
so we-
So I
and we
wonder.
got it
This seems
earlier.
like a soft. Right. Exactly. So it's like a soft launch almost
It's a
for
soft
PC.
launch.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that it's a soft launch. I mean, I guess
Well,
it's only
hopefully.
fair. Really,
Yeah.
I don't really blame them because we paid $15 compared to the 80 or 60 that other people
Yeah, it's an
paid.
interesting way.
I mean,
it's an interesting
it's-
way to kind of.
Yeah, and
It's-
because
it
they
reminds
didn't
me of
market
early
it like
access.
that. They marketed it
No,
as
they didn't.
like
They
this is the
marketed it
release
as
date.
this is the early release.
Yeah.
You are playing
Mhm.
the full game for
Mhm.
$15 or whatever you paid for early Origin Access or you just had it when it came out. You're playing the early release. It's not a beta,
Yeah.
but it
Mhm.
feels like
I mean,
Yeah.
it is frustrating because it does feel like a beta. So I'm hoping. I mean, we'll see when the full launch comes if they fix these loading times. Definitely need to change. It needs to be. I don't understand what makes it take so long. I wonder if it's because it's
it
a.
also seems really inconsistent
Yes.
because when
Absolutely.
we first
A little
played,
bit.
I would load in like a whole 5 minutes after everyone, but yesterday and today, I actually would load in faster than everyone.
Faster. Well,
but
yeah. Remember when
my
I was
FP
loading?
Also, my FPS seemed really variable.
Hmm.
Just
I know.
kinda...
And the pop-in just seems inconsistent, like you said. It's just random. Like sometimes enemies will pop in, and sometimes they won't. Like I just
Yeah.
Like in
it's-
the stronghold,
and terrain.
there was no point in the stronghold where there were invisible enemies. They were all there the
Yeah.
whole entire time. But like in free play, when you're just flying around and you
Mhm.
land and you get shot by a bunch of invisible enemies, it's I
yeah.
guess it kind of
Weird.
makes sense since the stronghold is instanced.
Yeah.
But
It is kind of.
Well, it just seems like a lack of polish overall. Just everything.
Exactly.
There's just no
I was-
like final run.
It doesn't feel like I'm playing a finished game. Like I feel like, oh, it's just, is this what games are now? Do
Like-
we just
oh,
Yeah.
we were talking about how we think EA rushed them, right? We think EA rushed BioWare.
I mean, it seems like
it feels like it was a little
And
rushed.
I feel like on the 22nd, when the game actually comes out, all of these are going to be fixed. I was betting on it. Every single problem we're having now is going to be fixed when the game actually launches on the 22nd.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful. I assume so. But, I mean,
I hope so. I mean,
yeah,
knowing
for BioWare's sake.
for
for
BioWare's
BioWare's
sake,
sake,
yeah.
because,
God.
Andromeda and,
Yeah.
I don't think they can take another fail like that.
Here's the thing,
No.
though: the amount of money EA or BioWare has sunk into EA obviously has sunk into it. Like we got a trailer, like a full movie cinematic trailer
Hey,
directed by.
was it live
Guy-
action? It looked
Gappy.
live action.
It
like,
was, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
District
that's pretty
9,
cool.
Directed by Neil Blomkamp. So they are obviously pouring they're pouring money into this, so I assume they're going to fix the big bugs like the audio, the the uh, the loading times, some of the weird crashes, the enemies not coming in. I mean, those seem basic, and I feel like they're going to fix that, especially because this game is a live service, right?
Yeah.
They have to keep this fixed, or people are going to get frustrated and they won't pay anymore. Like, you're going to unsubscribe from your Origin Access, or you're not going to pay for their microtransactions, which is another. We can get to that in a minute, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So I feel like they're going to fix the bugs, fix these bugs. I wonder if even we're playing on an older version, like maybe they have another version that they didn't release yet. I'm wondering if there's something going on there.
I really hope that's not the case, for their sake.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
That seems really that would seem like a really
Same
weird
as EA,
move.
it probably is.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past EA.
I wouldn't either, honestly, because to me this feels basically like what we played in the beta, right? Do you guys feel any? I mean, you Hunter and Dana, you guys played more of the beta. Did you guys feel any
So
differently?
Ryan encountered the infinite loading screen bug, right? That's what
Twice.
happened. Twice.
I didn't get to
Hooray.
play with him.
It was 5 times for me.
But-
I think it was 2 or 3 times for me. I could get the game to launch, and I could get into the hub, but I could not get in my suit and go on an expedition because I would get the loading screen bug every time, which isn't the case anymore. I've gotten the loading screen bug once. It was when we finished that stronghold, and it didn't save any of my progress. The whole 2 hours of the stronghold, and then I get the loading screen bug, and now I have to redo the stronghold. Which
That sucks. I'm not laughing at you, Ryan.
I'm kind of toxic about that because
Yeah.
that was not.
Yeah.
That
I'll
seems.
talk about. We can talk about the stronghold later, but it was not really. a
Yeah,
fun-
yeah. I haven't played a Stronghold yet, and at this point, I don't know if I want to. Like, I'm nervous. If I get into the Stronghold, I'm like putting out the bat signal, and I'm like, guys, please help me, because I'm not playing
Yeah.
with random people. I won't.
Oh,
do
and
it.
we experienced randoms.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Anthem is not fun with randoms, especially
Yeah.
with loading
It's
screens
meant
taking
for
forever.
friends.
Here's the
I
thing.
feel like
It is meant.
I feel like
perfectly for
most
friends.
games are meant for friends, right? Meant for
Right.
you to play with friends.
Well, most multiplayer games, even if they're not meant for friends, they're always like
Better.
you'll
with
always double your fun playing with friends for the most
friends.
part.
But this one really feels like it's meant for friends because playing with randoms isn't
But
great.
so we say that, but then if you're playing with friends, your progress doesn't get saved, so you just get like screwed over and you have to do over missions.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think
Like,
I think one of the things about that is that so if you guys were doing on the same exact level like this,
Mm-hmm.
then you probably would. But
Mm.
all of us started at different points. We're all like this, and we all played with each other.
Okay,
so it kind of like it was like, what's going
Yeah.
on
but
here?
what sucks is that
I
it doesn't.
know the problem here, and I talked about it earlier. It's because it doesn't stop people from playing missions they haven't unlocked.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if you
Yeah.
join your friends who have been playing the game for a couple more hours than you, and you play with them on a mission that you have not unlocked yet, not only does it not unlock that mission for you, but you also do not progress.
Yeah.
So that means you have to go back and do everything before it, and then also do that mission again.
Even if
because
you have
it's
a
not
one
gonna-
mission gap, like I had
One
that with
mission gap,
Ryan,
so-
and I had to redo
Yeah.
3 missions that we did.
Say you're on this mission over here, and you do the one after it. It doesn't count, and you have to go back to that
I
mission
mean,
and the next one.
So I'll be honest. I understand that. I know it sucks, but I actually completely understand the reason behind
I
it.
mean,
because I
it-
feel like it would
it
get
makes
too
it a lot easier.
confusing,
Wh-
right?
It makes it a lot easier to play with friends because you don't need
Mm.
to coordinate missions. But then
Yeah.
again,
So like,
Makes
if
this
Danon's at
fuckery.
endgame, right? I could join him technically, right?
You
I
could join him,
Danon.
and you
And
could
just
play
play
any
it.
of those missions and still get loot and still get all the rewards and everything. You just won't progress.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and loot is tied to your character, so you get loot
Yeah.
equal to
So
your
you
level.
could not do the first mission and totally just as soon as you jump into the game,
Beat
go to the
game,
last
essentially.
mission of the game with someone, freaking level up, get all the rare loot, and then be like, once you start playing solo, be like, oh, I still have to do the first mission.
Right.
Which I like that kind of.
That is. I mean, that's actually interesting. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's nice
I don't
that
know.
you can jump in. It just sucks that not knowing it ahead of time means you have to repeat
Yeah,
stuff.
it does.
I feel like they should have a warning. Like if it's like you're going in above yours where you are on the mission, you will not progress. Blah blah blah. Is that okay? And you just go okay, right? They should have.
Alex?
Alex, you okay?
Oh wow.
We hear you
I
playing.
turned him down. Was it Legend of Zelda?
Playing what?
We heard you playing memes on your
Okay.
phone.
I think you were something. You were like,
Oh, God.
all right. I'm worrying. Okay, so what were we talking about? Yay. Okay, so
So we were talking about multiplayer, how it doesn't progress. Like,
yeah. So I
if
wish they
you
would have
don't, it's
given you a
confusing.
warning, because Lord knows they give you a warning if you want to go into your make a private party. They literally
Yes.
give you 2 warnings saying this game's better with friends. So I feel like they could have given you 1 warning if you're playing with someone who's above you in the story,
This
just saying,
mission is
just so you know, you're not going to progress, but you'll get loot and you can level, right? But you're not going to progress in the story.
Yeah.
It's like perfectly fine. That's I would be totally fine with that. They just need to tell you that.
I also,
So
something that really sucks is that mission progress. I guess it just sucks right now because it's kind of buggy. That mission progress kind of just doesn't count if you like disconnect or anything. Like there's no checkpoints. So
Yeah.
I guess because it's all online. So for example, I was playing a mission last night where it's a very long mission. It takes about, I don't know, maybe half an hour to get through. And I kept having this issue where it would the game would crash essentially at the very end when I'm about to see the final cutscene. And I spent
Yeah.
3 hours trying to get this dang mission complete. And every time at the exact same spot, it would just keep crashing until finally there was just one try where it was just, I got through. And I was like, okay, I guess now the gods
it's
have,
fixed,
I was
apparently?
with the right party maybe or something. I don't know. And they just
Yeah,
let me
you
through.
just-
Maybe.
You just found the possibility. You just found the right.
Yeah,
The right
I just
timeline.
brute forced my way. You know, it was like 6, 7 in the morning, so I was just
Yeah,
maybe
well,
in
there we go.
Maybe most of it's server side issues. So maybe you got into a different server that last one, and you're like, oh, you know,
Yeah,
it went through.
maybe.
It didn't have a glitch or something. Maybe that's most of the loading problems. Is probably server issues
Yeah,
because
It's
I-
just it's.
Yeah.
We could probably just tie it back to the fact that it feels like an outdated build, or it's
Yeah.
just an unfinished game that they plan to.
Here's the
finish
thing.
during this
That's
period.
what I don't know. I want to look at what the build they're running, and maybe I'd be comfortable betting like, I don't know, $10 that like I'm like 40% certain we're like on a old build, right? Like we're on the same build that was in for the beta, right? And they haven't actually released the real game. You know what I mean? Like it feels like the same exact.
Yeah, because all the same
Build.
issues are there.
we
for the
see.
beta.
I just want to address what was said in chat. Was that if it was server, everyone would be taking forever. But that's the problem is everyone does
Everyone
take forever.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just some people get lucky and they don't take as long,
Mhm.
so they do things. Well, we're not in.
yeah.
So like, Ryan has he has a HDD like me, but he takes forever to get in
Oh,
sometimes,
and
and then
oh.
sometimes he loads in before I do, and it's vice
It
versa.
doesn't make any sense. There's no consistency.
The thing about that too is that you will take the 10 minutes to load in. Like if you're playing with randoms, you'll take the 10 minutes to load in, and as soon as you get in, you'll get tossed into another loading screen because your teammates went so far ahead that you got the out of boundaries warning that would teleport you. So it would be at like 3 seconds by the time you loaded in, and it would count down, and then you would get teleported and thrown into another loading screen.
Yeah,
Because
that happened to
takes
me.
so long.
That's happened to me multiple times. And I mean, at first, and here's the thing. At first, I thought maybe the problems I'm running on way older hardware than I think all of you guys. But there were times where Ryan would be getting like 20 FPS, and I'd be like cruising at a nice 60, easy, not 60, probably more like I don't know 50, 40 or something like that.
Well, I also had problems with my thing. Remember, with my
Oh,
freaking
right.
graphics card.
Well,
But-
Right, but still.
I still can't get a solid 60. Like today, I played it and I couldn't get a solid 60 on medium for some reason, which was kind of
That's kinda
worrying.
weird.
It really I'm a paranoid dude when it comes to computers, so I always think it's my build. So I always think it's my system.
In the beta, I had to move all the way down to low because of the whole flags thing, like freaking out.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
So it sounds
Physics.
like it's, yeah, this is sound
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
I don't know
Just
if
how
I
it
want
is.
to get it.
The thing is, yeah, it's just I don't think they have when things load in, when things pop in, it seems like something is wrong coming down the pipeline and things are getting mixed when they shouldn't, and it's causing like kind of like
Yeah.
there's no like I don't know parity checks or whatever. Like, I don't know what you'd call that in game design, but like they're not checking for errors, so they just kind of push it, like shove it all through and just okay. And then sometimes you get it loads in fine and everything's there. You get enemies. Sometimes you miss a little bit and it gets lost and then it comes back later.
Yeah,
So-
I totally. That makes that. That's a great way to talk about it for sure. I mean, so here let's get back. I mean, so yeah, there's definitely lots of bugs in this game. I'm gonna say a few positive things. Again, I like. So I really love. I mean, the gameplay is fun. I've enjoyed a lot of
Flying.
the flying is really
Oh.
fun.
Okay, yeah.
Using the powers is satisfying, right?
Everything feels really good, and when I say really good, I mean it's better than I thought it would be. Right? When I watched
Yeah.
people play, it looked like nothing was satisfying at all. But playing it, it's like some things still aren't really that satisfying.
The
but
combo system is probably the best thing it has
combo
going for
system's
it.
great.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I've
love
played
the
a
combo
couple
system.
games that
pretty
have
cool.
combo systems, and it's always great. Combo systems are like the best.
Yeah, it's fun. It's super satisfying, and it's that little bit of. I mean, you can combo with yourself, but you can also combo with different abilities your teammates have, right? Like someone freezes an enemy, and then if you're the big guy and you launch a mortar, they all shatter, and there's
Or
a
if-
super ching
Or if
combo.
you're the interceptor and you melee, you get the interceptor has auras for every element you put on.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you know, if you melee a fire guy, you get a fire aura, and you can catch everyone else on fire.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool sort of synergy stuff that you can do. So if you just want to be someone who procs elements on people's like status effects, you can have two abilities that just do that and you don't detonate anything. So you just throw out
yeah.
both of those abilities, proc everyone, then have your friend, hey, come in, and then they just, detonate
and
all
you-
of them.
You totally don't need a full party
Oh, yeah.
to combo stuff because you
Oh,
can
yeah.
totally just set up your build to combo on each
on
to have
itself.
your Q and E
Exactly.
combo with each
Yeah.
other or something like
Mhm.
that. You could just
Oh, yeah.
throw your Q out, freeze an enemy, run in, melee him, you get a combo.
Yeah.
And, so the abilities are, I think, the most really fun, and I love flying around. Each playing with each of the different suits is really fun. Some of the guns don't feel really good. Some of them feel really aren't really
I
fun
was
to play
saying the
with.
sniper, for being
I like-
the most damage in a single bullet, really doesn't have much of an impact at all.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
The heavy pistol doesn't feel heavy. I mean, it doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel like a heavy pistol. It just
It
feels
doesn't
like
go boom.
it
just
doesn't
feel
go
like
boom. It's just it kind of
It's like a regular pistol.
yeah, it's just a regular pistol. I mean, it's fine, but it's just the fact that it's called a heavy pistol.
Yeah.
The marksman's rifles feel good. Those
Yeah,
ones
they
do
do.
a shit ton of damage on headshots, and some of them have really nice sounds, like bassy
yeah.
shots and
Yeah.
stuff like that. There's also the Colossus's the ult or whatever. Where he pulls out that-
Autokin. Oh. Never mind,
Like
it's
the-
ult.
basically nukes.
Oh yeah, I love. Oh my, that is like my favorite. I love Colossus. It's probably my favorite suit to play, just because of the ultimate.
Oh.
The nuke is so satisfying to
On
use.
on the flip side, the Colossus, all of the javelins feel pretty good except for the Colossus in some regards. Danon would know because
Yes, he
we were
just
talking about how it feels like they don't really know what role it's supposed to play because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
they're afraid to
supposed to-
make him too tanky.
yeah, it's supposed to be the big tanky dude, but you still kind of just die as fast as everyone
die.
else.
Yeah, that's the thing is okay. So that's I will have that is my I like playing Colossus the most, mostly for as well. I probably Colossus and Interceptor are probably my favorites for now these days, or maybe I don't know. They're all fun for different.
think they
reasons.
all
The one
feel
I
good.
played the most
We all feel
is
pretty
Colossus, but yeah, the thing with Colossus that kind of confused me is so I still am not clear on this. Are all the base stats of each four are they all the same when you first like load in, or are they different?
So
Because
could-
from
well, no. So basically, you have your middle range, which is Ranger, who has like decent stats all around, right? You have your Colossus,
Right.
who has a little bit more armor, and he doesn't have like a base shield. You have to actually pull up your shield to like use a shield.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shield.
And then the Storm has increased shielding, but the lowest of all the armor, and then the Interceptor has more than the Storm, but not as much as like the Ranger, but way more mobility, obviously. So
Right.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
those triple.
I feel
jumps.
like the Interceptor is probably the one I've died the least because it's the most I think it's the easiest to just juke around and not take any damage,
Because
right?
unlike
And
the
if
other ones, which have like a single dash and 2 jumps, the Interceptor has 3 dashes
Yeah.
and 3 jumps.
I feel like the Interceptor is definitely the most overpowered. I know. I feel like it's the one that
I
you'll
think
die the
Storm
I
is
least if you
overpowered.
play.
I think Storm is definitely the most
Storm.
overpowered
Really?
because
I've played
No.
just
like
like
2
the
matches
default kit
before.
even.
Yes.
The default
Default
kit
is crazy.
built to nuke because you
Mhm.
just your E is the little ice shards that freeze enemies, and then
Yeah.
your Q is you call down the big thunder shock,
Mhm.
and it actually combos with the ice, so you just nuke everything. You can actually just like one shot elite enemies with it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kinda
Yeah.
crazy.
You can.
Oh, and not to mention the ult combos on every hit.
Yeah.
So
Like the ult, the one pillar the ult shoots down combos with itself. So you have 3 combos just with
Yeah.
the ult.
so you just call down a pillar, call down another combo, call down another combo, and then everyone just
Yeah.
dies.
Whereas everyone else
Yeah.
has to like set that up. Storm
did you
just
does
say,
it with
Danon, that
himself.
you had one mission where everyone was a storm and
Yeah.
you just went.
Yep. We came up to a
extreme
boss
speed.
and we all just ulted and nuked it. We're on hard, like, and it was just ridiculous. And whenever we came up to an enemy, one of us would either freeze or throw some fire, or just we would proc them, and then everyone would detonate on it, and it would just blow. Like, just it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Health's gone.
That's funny.
Yeah,
yeah, you just
That's-
evaporate enemies as storm.
yeah.
The other classes aren't nearly as bursty as the storm,
No,
but
Well, yeah. I mean, but yeah.
The
Here's.
Storm-
Well, I guess we were.
he's also kind of a team player because while it also bursts a lot, it also has a lot of setups for other people.
yeah. It has a
That's
lot
true.
of
It
setup.
just seems like the storm kind of does everything except for the fact that you're extremely squishy and you die in
Yeah,
like a couple.
you're
hits.
very vulnerable because you're all about staying in the air, and you're kind of just a sitting duck up there. But that's the only way you get your bonus
Oh.
shields. So
Yeah, when I was playing today, it's like every time I landed, I would just die.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. You're kind of
It's
a
true.
glass cannon, I guess.
Yeah,
Very
with Storm, I
glass.
mean that's what, and I mean, but it makes you want to you stay up in the air, right?
Yeah.
But if you
Mhm.
if you don't play it right and you follow the ground and you're in a bad spot, you're going to probably die. Like,
Yeah.
You got to be. So I feel like. So, I think all of them are in pretty good spots, but yeah, the Colossus is the one that kind of confused me the most because I thought, oh yeah, I'm beefy, I can take a lot of damage, right?
Yeah.
And I was going in and then I just died, and I felt like I was almost weaker.
Yeah.
I've died more times playing Colossus because of the way I feel like I should be playing it, right? I should like
Mhm.
I'm the tank. I can just stay in and I'm just gonna I
Yeah.
don't care. I mean I can take
Knock
some
down
more
people with your
damage.
shield.
Well, yeah, because
Exactly.
aside from the shield that when you pull out, you can't do anything but slam people at melee range.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't have
Mhm.
regeneration because your defense is all health. It's not shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all health.
So anytime you take damage, it's just permanent damage.
Yeah,
unless
you
your
have to
shield
go
up.
and find a health pickup if you
Yeah.
want to regenerate.
It's kind of
anything.
interesting. I feel like maybe they should have introduced like a I know it's called armor for your health is armor, but like
Yeah.
they should have introduced an armor stat.
That's
for
what I
him
was
or
saying.
something.
Have like how in Mass Effect you would see enemies that have yellow bars over their
Yes.
red bars, right?
Exactly.
That's what I
And
was
it-
thinking. Instead of
yeah.
having the shield, you have an armor which maybe isn't as strong as an independent shield, but like
Mhm.
also
and maybe
you still take health damage, but it's less.
Right,
because-
like so
Yeah.
for every shot, every one thing of 3 of armor or whatever, it takes 1 of your health or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you can play with that and balance it, and then maybe you're still given a shield, but you still have to put it out.
you
So
still
like
have
in
the
desperate
shield.
times, you're like, okay, I have my shield, but he definitely needs something else because of the way I think they want you to play it, and the way I
Or
feel like I was
maybe-
trying to play it.
Maybe
Yeah.
they could make it so that, in order to fill the aggressive tank role, that you could use abilities while you have their shield, or
Mm.
something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Or
something
use
like
a
that.
certain weapon
He's-
while you have your
Mhm.
shield up.
And also, he's
Like-
just so slow. Like, trying to combo with yourself is very hard. And even comboing with other people. You have to be
Mhm.
prepared.
You were
and-
having trouble pulling abilities out because you would press the button multiple times and nothing would happen,
Yeah,
right?
he
Oh,
just
yeah, that
takes...
happened to-
Yeah. His acid launcher just doesn't come out, like,
Wrong.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
command.
I think it's just he plays like something that should be like super tanky, but he doesn't actually. So he's like
Exactly.
super slow.
Yeah.
He looks big. He has a freaking shield, but he just kind of dies.
And
Yeah.
aggressive,
Yeah, exactly,
right? 'Cause
exactly.
Do you think it should play aggressive, Danon?
I think so. I think you should be up in their face. You have this
Yeah,
shield
that's
that
the
knocks
thing.
people down and a melee hit right after that, like, is perfect for
So-
being up in their face.
Yeah, and your abilities are like shoulder-mounted cannons and stuff
Yep.
like that, right?
hmm
So I feel like you
Mhm.
totally should be able to use those while you
To have your
up.
shield out
Yeah,
and use
yeah.
Yeah, have your shield up and then have your
yeah,
cannon
it makes
fire,
perfect.
and then-
Lore-wise, it makes sense as well. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's my favorite play. But I just wish it was a little bit better because you don't feel as powerful. It can be a little frustrating. I think he's probably the one that's in the worst position out of all the other.
Yeah.
For
Another minor gripe I have is that they all fly at the same speed. I mean, I really couldn't care if they changed that or not, but it just seemed kind of weird that all of them flew the same speed.
Mm.
So like, you have this big ass Colossus who flies the same speed as the little Interceptor.
Yeah, yeah. I would like a little variation as well. Like I would that would be. It is kind of interesting.
I mean,
that you can keep up
The
with
Interceptor's dashes and jumps definitely get you way farther than the Colossus ever could go, and the Colossus can hover for like 2 seconds before
Yeah.
it overheats.
And no, what's
Yeah.
interesting about them all being the same speed is when somebody gets too far, it tells you like warning, teleporting you to this player in so and so seconds. If there was like some way to speed up your, like even if just the Interceptor was faster, then you could at least catch up and not have to have that dang warning happen
I know.
the entire time because you go the same
Yeah.
speed, so they're always going to be ahead of you.
Also,
Yeah, I
I feel
know.
like the warning should be a little bit more lenient.
Yes.
It's like I've had points where I'm only a little bit behind the person that's ahead, but they
Yeah.
get to the objective and I immediately get
I
little,
know.
you're
Mhm.
out of the boundary, and I'm just like,
Oh look,
There should
like,
be
I
a
mean,
grace period.
It just happened on screen in the clip we're showing. The person gets teleported, and they're like super close
And
to
a
where
loading
the
screen.
objective is.
Oh,
they
yeah.
go into a loading screen, which,
So
like I said, can happen before you even load into the game.
and then exactly. So and then the loading screen will take forever. I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, maybe if you're playing on because medium difficulty and easy difficulty are insanely easy. Like
Yes, they're way too easy.
You could
Yeah.
like they're almost too easy. Hard is I don't really have any much issues with hard. I mean, I think I'm like probably the worst. at
Hard is
shooter.
fine. Hard is
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
good
hard's
balance
perfect.
Yeah.
between like
Hard is
enemies
perfect.
can 3-shot you, but you could also like enemies aren't extremely
combo them
spongy,
down.
so
If
it's
you use
like
combo
you can still
smart.
combo them down real fast.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
perfect. I think
Except
hard
for
is
when
a
you get to
perfect.
the stronghold, it felt like when we got to the stronghold, the difficulty
Yeah.
went up like 3
It-
notches, and we just couldn't do anything because the snipers, not only could they one-shot headshot you. Well, actually, I don't even think it's a headshot. I think if they hit you anywhere,
Yeah.
they could also one-shot melee me as the Interceptor.
Mm.
So I'd go up, being the fast melee dude, run up, start swinging my daggers around. They just turn around and gun butt me, and I die. And I'm like, all right.
Wow,
Right. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wait. Then so I forgot. So when we played the beta, were the load screens this long?
They were
'Cause it doesn't
long.
seem like-
So they were long at the start, like when you first loaded into the world, because I remember like waiting and then we'd have the infinite load screen bug and we'd be annoyed because it took so long to like get
Yeah.
back in. But when you did like the little tiny transitional areas where you like went into a dungeon, it wasn't that long. Not
It
as
was
long as
pretty
it is
quick.
now. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
don't know
that's kinda
what
weird.
what happened there. Like what?
That's
What
strange.
changed?
Yeah. Like what did they change that made it take way longer just to get into a little dungeon, like an instance area?
Yeah, especially or just like getting to the what's it called? There's like a little brig you can get into, like a little. It's like
The
The
forge?
social space where you can
The
see
social
yeah.
space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You go from that to that, it's about the same load time as loading into the
Oh.
whole world.
It
Yeah.
takes forever to load into that,
That is
and then
weird.
if you want to go to your forge, there's also another loading screen that takes
Yeah.
forever
Yeah.
for some reason, even though it's just a little thing with your javelin and then your customization.
That's why I always just go to the forge because
yeah,
it
you just
annoys
you,
me.
after
Yeah.
every mission, there's
So-
no point to go to anything else except for the forge because you go to the forge, you can see all the new loot you got, equip
Yeah.
anything that's
Mhm.
better, and then you can go do, talk to
Exactly,
the
and
people
yeah. So it's
show off your javelin or something. I don't know.
it's strange.
So something
Um,
that they changed loot wise, I noticed from the E3 demo, was you actually back when you got Masterworks in the E3 demo, it would actually like pop up on your screen and would decode in front of you and be like, "Here's your thing." When
Like
in
instead
this,
of getting a blue and saying like you
yeah,
got uncommon whatever.
mhm. And like I got a Masterwork and I just had to wait until the end of the mission, and then it like showed me the little decode, and then poof, here
Was
it
it
is.
still fancy? Like it was still a fancy decode thing?
Not as cool as E3, but it was.
Uh,
I mean, there was like this crazy over-designed UI in the background that was kind of obnoxious and like getting in my way. So
Oh,
that's most of the game, though.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about the UI.
Yeah.
well, first of all, I want to say, I don't think the graphics downgraded from what they showed us at E3.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I
either.
No,
think-
they're beautiful.
think
The
it
game
still
looks
looks pretty much-
absolutely beautiful.
Like I understand downgrades sometimes. I don't like even if they did any. I don't think I could tell because it still looks just as fantastic as it did at E3.
Yeah, the graphic it looks it does it is an amazing looking game. It looks absolutely great. Like even on low, I'm running it on low, and it just looks it
Um,
looks amazing. It still
It
looks great.
runs kind of. I mean, I just upgraded my computer and I'm kind of disappointed with how it runs. But then again,
Mm.
I don't think BioWare's ever used Frostbite.
No.
No,
I mean,
this is their first time.
B team
this is
used
like-
it for Andromeda, but not A team.
But this is A Team, and
Yeah.
which means none of them have ever used it.
Yeah. And it shows, like, in cutscenes, there's still issues with models just being out of place. Player
Dude,
models,
oh my
teammate
God.
models,
That
just,
that picture of your
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah, my
I think
pilot.
you should show that at some point.
Yeah, we should. We might want to
Second
throw
grab.
that up on the
Okay.
screen because
That
it's
picture
kind
of your
of
model,
hilarious.
like, and how the people in the scene would just bump into it and it would move around.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, I can grab. it.
Those kind of bugs make me happy because they don't break anything. It just looks.
They're
stupid.
just kind of funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, we could talk about the UI for a second.
UI,
I hate
right.
the UI. I absolutely hate it.
Whoever designed the UI,
it's for. It seems like it's for consoles. First of all.
I don't know about that.
I mean, even
feel like-
then, though, actually,
even
because
then, it's just
when
still
you're
kinda
launching a
bad.
mission, you have to like go in and
So that's
select
just BioWare.
your mission, and then you have
you
to
know what? That is
go
BioWare
out.
has never really been good with menus.
No, and this just is
Because
just
like
way
I'll
worse.
give Mass Effect 2 all of the praise that I could ever want to give it, right? Like, yeah, I praise it a lot because I think it's
Yeah.
amazing. But
Mass Effect 2, one of the best games.
thinking
ever
about
made,
it,
for sure.
still the menus in that game suck.
Yeah, no,
And
yeah, you're
I
right.
think even in 3, I haven't really played Andromeda, so I couldn't tell you.
It,
But
it does actually remind me a lot of Mass Effect 2's kind of just really the big giant buttons. You know, it's just these big old buttons that are like about this big, and then there's like you have to, you know what I mean, like, and you have to like use your arrow keys and the space bar to click go anywhere. Right? For some reason, you're not allowed to use your mouse, so you know that's one thing I don't like. But UI is interesting.
it's too slow. Way too slow.
UI, yeah. It doesn't. It
Yeah.
feel well. I mean, yeah. It feels a little rough. UI
Slow.
I feel like when I go to my friends list to invite people, I shouldn't have to wait 30 seconds for just the names to pop
Yeah.
up. for me
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
I don't
invite
understand that
the squad.
either. Well, and I mean, and here's another thing that does differ from E3. You know how in E3 it showed that, hey, Joey's online or whatever. Let's call him in because we need a little extra help with this mission. And then it, like called me, and he's like, he loads in like right away. And he's like, I'm here, guys.
Oh, did they
I'm
use
like,
any?
I'm
Did they
ready.
use
Just
any
like
menus
that, right?
in the E3 demo?
They
did they open
did,
menu?
but I can't. It wasn't much. I don't think.
Because I think how it works now is you press escape, you go 2 tabs to the right, and then you click that, and then you have to click on another tab to get to friends.
Yeah.
And you have to click that, and another menu
Yeah.
comes up, and then you have to click to
Yeah.
invite to squad.
They,
It's like a really bad file tree.
yeah, they used
Yeah.
the old Xbox 360 dashboard, that really old one.
It would-
From,
As
It's
much
rough.
as I hate the Origin overlay, I think it would be better if it just used that.
Oh, yeah.
If you just
Yes.
hit
If you just
Yeah.
F1
Yeah.
shift
Invite.
shift and then you invite a friend, that would have been way better.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. That'd been awesome. I thought that's how it worked. I never invited anyone, so I thought that was actually how you did it.
No,
No,
you have
it's
to
a
go
little
over
bit
2
worse.
tabs, like these long, slow diagonal tabs, and then it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
slows-
looking for like a Word document that I lost. I'm like, okay, go through this
Yeah.
file. Oh, maybe
mean-
it's over here. You know.
It's just
It sucks, but at least you don't have to deal with them while you're playing the game.
yeah.
Microtransactions
They seem tame.
could have been a
for
lot
now.
worse. Could have been a lot
They
worse.
seem tame for now.
Yeah.
I don't.
But-
I mean, I personally don't like the fact that there's microtransactions in an $80 game or a
In
$60
a
game or a
$60
$15 game. I mean, maybe if it was only $15, but it's a $15 recurring payment. So
And it also sucks
Um,
that they don't refresh. That you only have a limited selection, and then they
Yeah,
refresh
I-
every
Yeah,
10
you
days.
have okay. So how it looks like they're gonna do it is that every, God, it's like 2
oh
weeks,
no, the
isn't it? Right? Because it said 10 days until the next
10 days,
refresh.
Yeah.
It's like 2 whole weeks to get what, 2 new skins and then some textures and animations.
Yeah, it's a long time. If you don't like those,
Which is-
oh man.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
a really
that's
long
the thing.
time, especially since it's like if you miss something, the chances of it coming back the next time are pretty much 0%. You'll have to
Yeah.
wait for like a whole full rotation.
I mean, that's how they'll get people to buy, right? Because
That's how they get
I don't
you
have
to
this
buy.
many gems, and oh my god, I don't have enough time. But you know what? This skin looks amazing, and then they'll
They-
shell out $5.
They show
to
you
buy
the
it.
store, and they show you this time limit, and it makes you think, if I don't buy it now, I might never have it.
Exactly. It's a little devious
Right,
little
and then-
psychological game.
It seems like you get the in-game credits fast enough
The
That
coin.
No,
can
yeah, you do
Yeah,
get the currency
you get it
really
pretty fast.
fast.
Yeah, you get the currency really fast. I feel like I could actually just go in and buy everything they have on sale right now,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and
I can
be
almost
fine
Also-
for the next time it comes around.
Also, chat. Actually, Origin as a client is actually really great now. I actually think in some ways it's better than Steam. It's not. It's not like as terrible as it used to be. It runs really well. It doesn't take up a ton of processing stuff, so it's actually not too bad.
it's better than
But
it used to be. That's for sure.
It's way better than it used to be.
For sure.
Yeah, but
And the better it gets, the better it is for everyone. But anyway, let's see.
Microtransactions
Store.
as well. Okay, so what
So-
sucks is that they limit your customization so much because you're only allowed to buy those when they're there. And
I
if you
know.
play Storm, well, that's too bad. You don't get customizations for
Yeah.
10 days. Like, have fun, I
And
guess.
also the fact that everyone who's
Oh.
going to buy those things is just they're going to be everyone's going to be running around looking exactly the same, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, why the heck am I going to buy this? It works for battle royale games, and I think obviously I feel like it's a product from the battle pass kind of but it's not. I don't think it's that. I think it's actually counterproductive. First of all, I'm glad there's no loot boxes in there, right? That's a plus.
thank
No
God
loot
they said
boxes.
there weren't gonna be, and there aren't.
It's nice
And
that you can. I'm gonna give them kudos that you know
For
what
now.
I can
For
just
now,
buy. I
yeah.
can go in and use my hard-earned money and just buy a skin that I want. Right? That looks cool. I'm like, you know what? I want this skin. I'm going to buy it instead of having to buy loot boxes. I'm so happy there are no loot boxes. Like
Yeah.
that is. Like I will take what I can get. If they're gonna
If
put
I wanna make-
microtransactions in the game, so be it. But there
I
are
wanna
no
make
loot
my
boxes.
Java
So I'm
pink.
fine.
Can I? You remember that from E3?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Yes, you
can.
can. Hey yo.
And you can.
Darth,
you can make
you
your
don't want to
javelin
pink Darth
pink.
Vader. Heck
Also,
yeah, dude.
Ooh.
If we want to switch topics, because we've been on this for a really long time.
Yeah, so we
That's
can wrap
true.
up Anthem.
Last thing I wanted to say is that it was kind of confusing at first, but I like the little material thing, like when you're customizing.
Mm,
Like you can
mhm,
choose
yeah,
what material each thing. Like
not
you can make
customization.
the
I love that.
chest- You can make the chest cloth or something.
Yeah.
You can make the
Mhm.
shoulders like shiny steel or like polished steel or something like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
that's
good.
pretty cool. I
It's good
like it.
stuff.
Dig it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, but there we go. There's our. There's that beautiful image.
Oh,
of
there's
the
the
bug.
screenshot. It's
I
my
love it.
favorite.
It is so good.
There it
You
is.
want to give them the context for that, Danon?
Yes. So, so basically, there's this like tense situation going on. I mean, I guess you can kind of see what's going on a little bit in the screenshot, but they're kind of like freaking out, and just I pop in. I'm first person in my character, and I just see this model in front of me, and I'm like, wait a second, that person has red hair. What's going on with their limbs? Why are they turned around? What is happening? And I realized that's my model pushed in front, squished, and like all wiggly looking. And
Yeah, you look nice.
when the actors in this scene move and bump into the model, it just like slides around, and they just like push it around the scene. So I'm just like sitting here laughing at this supposed to be tense situation. Another thing happens. The scene actually shifts and changes, and my model is still there. It gets pushed into my face, and I can't see who's talking to me. And I'm like, what is happening?
good.
I don't know what's going on. There's
Oh,
just
it's
a big
good.
Why didn't
wiggly
you
model
record
in
it?
front of me. I'm just like, what is happening?
Oh, it's so good.
You should have recorded
I
it.
laugh.
I know. I took a screenshot of it just to have it there, but man, it was
It's so
like,
so good.
and that kind of just shows like lack of polish because it's a cutscene issue. Like that's loading
Yeah.
models into a scene. Like
It-
that's just
it really, I feel like that really ruins the mood if you see something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
ever.
for sure.
It's
it really like yeah, it sucks.
well,
So, yeah, I mean, and you know, so far Anthem, I've enjoyed some parts of it. Still have quite a few issues with it, but the pros overall, I have a lot of pros about it, and a few cons, quite a few cons. But you know,
um,
hopefully when the big final launch comes, I mean, if honestly, I wouldn't buy it now and I wouldn't play it now. It's not worth it until they fix the loading screen stuff and some of the bug issues.
for anyone
just-
that's familiar, we always say this. It's like Destiny on launch, the first Destiny.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
and here and this is my problem. I feel like all AAA games, it's almost like you should wait
You
for
learn,
launch,
Nathan.
you should wait for launch, right? And then just wait another year, because I bet you in a year, Anthem will have fixed all of the problems, right? But then by
It'll
then,
have a shit ton of content for you.
and yeah,
for a
but
new
by then
player
I'll
to do.
probably have lost interest. Like it's
Just like
just
Destiny, because
it's-
if a new person were to go and play the first Destiny right now, like if they had played it when it launched and they had stopped and just now went back to play it, it would have like they probably would be bewildered at like how much content it has or something.
yeah. No, I mean it is true. I mean, I just feel like it's the life cycle of games now. But if you have not bought Anthem right now, I would wait until some of these bigger problems are fixed. But for now, it's not bad. And even I mean, for $15, if you want to try it,
Yeah.
it's not too bad of a barrier for
And
entry.
you get to try all of their other games.
Sure.
Yeah,
like
you can try
Mass
all this.
Effect
Just
2.
use their pass. So I mean, if you want to buy $15, try it out for a month. Really got nothing to
Oh,
lose.
and
so
you get a discount on their store, right?
yeah, and you get a
Yes.
discount on all the
You get a
games. So
discount
then if you
on
end up,
Origin.
you're like,
You also get a discount on the microtransactions. So
Wait, really?
What was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 10%.
they're $8.50 for us. They're going to be $9 for everyone else. So
Mhm,
there you go.
Ooh, got him.
50-cent
Yeah.
discount.
Yeah, there you go.
50 cents. Not
I
including
mean,
that.
it's something.
It's up, I guess. It's
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they're pushing that
again, they're-
premiere.
they're
you know?
pushing the premiere very hard.
push the premiere, brother.
Um,
Game's good.
so
Games,
Anthem,
yeah, games
Anthem
all right.
is,
Feels all right, man.
I can't say it's great, but it's not
No.
bad.
No,
That's
it's
what
not
I'll say.
bad. It's
Not
a
bad.
lot better than I thought it was going to
I'm
be.
the toxic one, and I'll say that it's not bad.
That sounds
And I have problems with it, but no, it's not bad for now.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So
It's in an all right spot. Lukewarm response, you know, it's lukewarm from me, Chief.
Lukewarm. Lukewarm.
Mm-hmm.
Good feel.
Good feel.
So now,
So you want, what do you want to say about Apex Legends? Is that what we
Yeah.
have up next?
Yeah, I wanted to
Ooh,
just
Apex
talk
Legends.
a little bit about Apex Legends because it
Okay.
broke 25 million players.
It also had over 600,000 viewers on Twitch, something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
so
insane it's insane. Every time I think about how it launches, I wonder how it did
Mhm.
this, because
I know.
most games that launch like this die because
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was
there's no
no
hype.
advertising at all. There was
Mhm.
no communication that, like, did we even know it was coming out?
It was a rumor the
was a
weekend
rumor.
prior.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
it was
just
actually a
came
leak.
out.
Oh, it was a leak?
It was a
Oh,
leak?
okay, a leak.
Yeah.
Weekend prior.
Yeah,
there
it
you
came
go.
out and then boom, everyone went insane. It was like
Yeah.
like throwing a freaking piece of bloody meat into a piranha pool.
Yeah, I
it's
know
true.
it is absolutely crazy. I think I'm
It
like
was
the only.
awesome.
I feel like I'm the only person in the world who has not played Apex Legends because because
You know,
I'm not joking, but everybody who even has a computer that I know or an Xbox or whatever, a console that I know has played Apex Legends.
and all the
I'm
streamers on my
almost
list, I can
Positive,
Get on,
it's everybody.
and all the
Oh, yeah.
streamers on my list have played Apex
Yeah,
Legends.
yeah,
They've
same.
never
Yeah.
played another battle royale before for some reason.
Yeah,
Even the
exactly.
people who I know who just stream Hearthstone streamed Apex Legends, and I'm like, what is going on? What upside down world do I live in? Where I log on and I see somebody who's not playing Hearthstone and they're playing Apex Legends.
Oh man.
I feel the appeal is the fact that it's just a simplified Timefall where not to
And also the
focus
fact,
on all crazy running.
also the
water.
fact that it is released. It is not
too.
a early access
Mm.
beta broken piece of garbage. It
Mhm.
has no bugs at all. Like
Yeah.
there are very little bugs in that game. It is a
Yeah,
it's true.
completed, very polished.
Yeah,
Like,
it's nice.
actually
I bet.
impressive. It is very
Yeah.
polished and it plays very well and it runs good.
And honestly, this saved. Oh my gosh, the
They saved-
developer.
they saved it.
Respawn.
Respawn?
Well, it saved Respawn and it saved EA's bottom line. And Respawn, like, so more people are playing playing Timefall 2 now because of Apex.
You know,
Timefall. Mhm.
as toxic as I am about it being a battle royale, it is good.
Oh yeah, it's great. It is good. Yeah, it's really good. From what I hear, never played it. I don't particularly have an interest.
I don't like it. I mean,
But you
I
can
uninstalled it.
appreciate and say this
I
isn't for me.
uninstalled it and I'm not gonna reinstall it because there are more things I dislike about it than what I do like
Right.
about it. But it's good and I appreciate it, and
Yeah.
that means that Respawn's gonna have an easier time with not only a Titanfall 3, but also the Star Wars game they're making.
True.
And we are in desperate need of a good Star Wars game. I
Yeah.
can
So
tell you
yeah,
what.
they're making it's
Yeah.
it saved Respawn, it saved EA's bottom line. Here's the thing that's interesting to me is for so long, right? The AAA game industry has released $60 games and then put microtransactions into them and done free to play models with their $60 games, right? And they've been lambasted and people have been angry and they've been like, everyone's like, this is stupid. Why are you releasing a full price game and then using a free to play model, right? Like, well, because we don't want to release free to play games, blah blah blah, and they had all these reasons. And then Apex comes out as a free to play game with a free to play model, right? And it makes money hand over fist, and it's insanely popular.
Not
So-
not only is
And
it
from a
a free-to-play,
AAA game.
And it's AAA
From a
game,
AAA
AAA
dev.
free to play. Yeah, from
Yeah.
a AAA game, and it's free to play. And that to me is such a good sign because then it will show the games industry that you can make either a $60 game, right, with no microtransactions or anything, just do a $60 experience, or you can do a free to play game with a free to play model, and you'll still make money, right?
But
So
that's the
it's-
scary thing. It's like setting a precedent where
Mhm.
like every AAA like studio's gonna do it now just because Apex Legends is so successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
worrying for sure.
kind
but,
of like
uh,
how everyone did what Fortnite did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how everyone did what
Kind of breathe new life into it.
right,
Mhm.
what Destiny did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Destiny. Yeah.
10-year deals.
Yeah,
Also-
exactly.
Not only is it a AAA free-to-play game with the same monetization as everything else, but you can also
100%.
still, even despite the fact that it's got those microtransactions, you can still earn everything free.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everything-
that's
You
super
can
nice.
still earn like the skins that they show in the shop for free by playing,
Yeah,
And characters.
it's cool.
and the
It's cool.
characters. Yeah, the
again?
2 characters they have.
So yeah, I just want to talk about Apex and how surprising it was,
Mm.
and
thing
I
I'm
think
worried
it's actually a
about
good sign.
is- The thing I'm worried about is being EA. They say that they're going to introduce new characters, and I've seen that a lot of other people are worried that the new characters are not only going to be behind a paywall,
Mm,
but they're going to be like expensive or overpowered, so it makes you feel like you need to buy them or something. That's
Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about.
Yeah, that's one of the unfortunate things.
You know, EA really makes me worried for even the most successful people. You know,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
that's very true.
Yeah, Apex Legends. I know. It was such an interesting. It just to me, it just shows how what's the word for it? But once something gets really popular, right, the next thing to do it really well is going to be exponentially more successful, right? So, like we had PUBG, and then we had Fortnite, and PUBG was really popular, right? And then Fortnite came along and became even more popular in PUBG, and then Apex launches and surpasses Fortnite in like, I don't know, did what Fortnite did in a year basically in like a month.
Yeah. Less than
So-
a week.
Yeah,
It was
You
like
know,
it
a
was
lot of
actually
people
like
talk
a
about-
week. It's crazy to me that we're in such a hyper, like everything's just such a. It just seems like
It's
it
a
just
light
gets
speed
faster.
market.
And faster.
it's a
Mhm.
light
Yes.
speed market. You know,
It is absolutely. I feel like
Oh,
that's just
definitely.
indicative of what I mean, or even our culture kind of is. Everything is always faster. I mean, you see how fast trends and memes, even or whatever, get old and die, and we go through this life cycle
Yeah.
that used to take maybe a few months.
Um,
Takes like a week now, right? And I feel like it's such an interesting even case study of just like society in general, I guess. But
yeah. I think that that this game Apex was so popular and it grew so quickly is because there's already that president of battle royales and people already like
mhm.
started. People that weren't playing video games started playing Fortnite, so they're already into
Yeah.
battle royales, and all those people
Yeah.
just kind of transferred over to Apex. So it was
Exactly,
kind of
'cause-
just like so Fortnite had a huge deal because they just brought people out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Whereas there's people already there that like that kind of stuff, and they just went
Mhm.
over to Apex to try it because it's
Mhm.
free as well.
Yeah.
that
It's
Yeah.
the
That-
reason it's free, and the people who normally don't play video. And the other reason is Apex probably doesn't have too much of a strain on hardware. I assume you can probably play it with like a laptop for the most part, perhaps. Fortnite
I
is
think it
was
takes
kind of
more
the
than
same.
Fortnite though.
Yeah, it
Fortnite?
seems more graphically intense than Fortnite.
much
Yeah,
better.
definitely.
Definitely looks way better, but it
Um,
is interesting how they can bring people who normally don't. It's like
Also,
battle
the-
royales are like the Wii of games, basically, right? Because the Wii brought, your grandpa played on the Wii, right? Like, people who normally never play games on your Wii because it was, it's so neat, And so I feel like battle royales. That's a really good point, Hunter. Where battle royales are kind of in that same sort of position.
Oh yeah, it's
uh,
interesting to say the
all
least.
this and
how that
the fact
works.
that we can still bring it back to most people's favorite games are still unreleased or beta or
Yeah.
Yeah.
early access.
Yeah.
Whereas you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that because they officially they said officially this game is finished. It is done. It is not in early access.
Yeah. Which
We are
is
not
know
weird.
what's-
beta testing. This is
It's
it.
so weird.
It is so bizarre. But you know
It is
what's also weird with that is even a game that comes out that's fully released, right? You're always sometimes you even with these multiplayer especially only games, you're always expecting another. Well, like when's the next update? Like we were already talking with Apex, new characters. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
it is
Oh,
still.
they have a
it is-
roadmap too. They have
What?
like
Yeah.
you can go to their website and see their roadmap for like what they want to do, like new
Yep.
maps, new
Mhm.
people, new guns, or
Battle
It's
Pass
the
is
weird
next
thing with
month.
online services is
battle.
that
They already have a battle pass announced, which
Yeah.
honestly
It's
I don't know how I
interesting.
feel about battle passes at this point. I used to hate
Yeah.
them. Then I realized they're not bad. They're actually
Yeah,
really
they're
good
not bad.
for the consumer.
I think they're
because you
one of
get
the most
everything
fair
you want.
ways to do microtransactions.
Yeah.
It
One of
it
the
gives
most
you the
fair
option to
ways.
either drop a small fee of $10 and then play the game you already like to unlock shit
Mhm.
tons of skins and stuff, or
And-
just buy the whole thing and just get everything because you don't have a lot of time or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Or you can wait
Or
and not
you,
buy
or
it
you can
right away.
play. Yeah, exactly. Or you can play. Say,
Yeah.
well, maybe I won't get to level 80 or whatever this time, but then maybe you do, and they're like, well, you know what? I really want that skin that you get at the very last level, so I'm gonna buy it, or whatever. So,
Yeah.
it is I think a
Pro-choice.
really good model. It's a good approach. It's especially it's a free to play game, so they can monetize it however they like. Since it's free to play, you should. If they wanted to sell all the characters, like you get one character for free and then you have to buy the rest or earn them in game, then that's their prerogative because it's free to play. I have no problem with microtransactions in free to play games, right?
Oh yeah.
Just they serve
problem.
power.
I mean, there are some things, but
Yeah.
still, but
Yeah, there are
If they
some
sell a
things.
character that's just better than everyone else's
I'm
character,
talking. Well, I guess I'm saying in a world where everyone acts fairly, but or where,
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
in my dream world where no one pulls shady business practices, then free to play models can be really good.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to talk about Apex. Unless you guys have other thoughts on it, it was just interesting to me.
Battle Royale, it's finished, it's polished, it runs good, it's fun apparently.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
love
Okay.
Battle Royale. Anyone can play a
Yeah.
Battle Royale. You can even play Tetris, do a Tetris Battle
Yeah, I
Royale.
was gonna say
Tetris.
it goes right into Tetris
99.
Battle Royale.
What a segue, Dana.
Oh,
Interest.
Thanks.
Oh man.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
man.
want to start this by saying that I think Tetris Battle Royale is probably the dumbest, most unexpected thing I could have probably thought of.
It's true.
I'm the toxic one, and I'm gonna say that Tetris 99 is stupid.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one as the second
That
most
is
toxic.
so
person.
dumb. Like Tetris Battle Royale. When did Tetris come out? Like the original?
I don't know, the 80s, maybe.
I wasn't even born. I
Probably
wasn't
not in
born
the 80s.
when
Probably
it came
somewhere
out.
in the
I'm
late
sure.
80s.
I single one of us.
I'll be honest, I don't think any of us were born most likely when Tetris first came out.
Um,
This is arcade
And-
machine.
See,
despite right now just saying, it's stupid, it's dumb. Pretty fun actually.
Are you playing it, Ryan? You played it?
No, I didn't play it, but I
How's
watched
it
someone
even
play
work?
it. It looks
I
really fun.
can't. The thought
So-
of
I have-
Tetris
okay.
Battle Royale makes me makes me physically nauseous.
It made me livid. I was like,
It made me
of all the things,
enraged.
of all the
Oh.
things, another fucking battle
Alright, you
royale, and it's
play.
Tetris. But like, I hate it, but it looks fun.
I
That's
can't
weird.
believe this. I haven't even seen gameplay. Are we gonna put some
Yeah,
Tetris gameplay
we're putting
here?
it up right now.
Apparently
So
you can, like,
this
you
is
have
the thing.
99 Oh yeah, go
I
ahead.
actually played. So there's a version of this on mobile that I've played, published by EA. Fun fact. That
Yeah, they
is
own
basically
it.
like this, just with like smaller people. It's kind of like 5 people in a rocket ship, and you like fight them. like this. This is just kind of
What?
that on steroids.
Oh, so they
So-
kind of tweaked it for the battle royale.
Yeah, for 99 people.
So
Basically.
okay, this seems so over.
So the way it works
Complicated?
is, so you see up at the top where
so
you have your.
so when you get rid, like, so in old normal Tetris, if you were going to get rid of a piece, right?
Mhm.
Do you give it to someone else instead?
So
Is that
basically, yeah, you give like blocks to people. So and you can target people. You actually can knock out and like kill people, and the more people you kill, you actually end up dealing more damage to people when you clear lines later on the line. So like at the top you can see KOs, randoms, badges, and attackers. So if you like go down to attackers, then whoever's attacking you, you attack them back. So if you have like 4 people attacking you, can drop to attackers and you'll send out 4 like things to all of them at once. So it kind of brings up a strategy
kind of-
where like you don't want too many people attacking one person because then he's just going to send out a bunch. But if that person is close to the top, you can all dogpile on him and just whoever gets the KO first.
Jesus.
So-
I'm already bad at Tetris, and now I have to micromanage like attackers and defenders and
it's
like,
crazy.
Oh yeah.
The one
So-
where you have to tap it.
Yeah, so there's like there's this whole nother level of strategy now that you have like 99 people playing and trying to fight
yeah,
for the win. And it still gets faster and faster. It gets crazy
What-
at the end. Like you just see
What kind of bullshit world do we live in where there's fucking Tetris Battle Royale? Like, I can't believe this.
it's basically like it's just normal Tetris, really.
Yeah, it's just Tetris,
You
but
know,
you
you
can
just
attack
have people
people.
targeting you and trying to kill you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, that seems really dumb. But honestly, I'm looking at the gameplay. I'm like, well, actually, I maybe you know what?
Yeah, it does look pretty good actually.
That's actually
It
look
looks-
kind of fun, and I hate that my stupid brain is like, oh yeah, you should. That's a great idea. You should play that. Like, okay, all right,
Yeah, squad up, boys.
bye-bye. Come on, guys.
Where are we
All right,
dropping?
play Tetris. Are there teams in this game?
There are not. It's only
Oh, God,
free
thank
for all
God.
basically.
So,
I
Dana, do
swear.
you know much about it? Like, do you know how you target people? Like,
Yeah, so it's
Can
just
you
the
choose-
right stick. You just use
can
it.
you choose any specific
Yes, you
person on
can.
the
You
board?
can specifically target someone if you want.
That's,
You have a little
wow.
cursor that you can move. See the cursor on the bottom right,
It's
actually,
a little
right now?
hexagon.
The green one?
Oh.
Yeah, you
Right?
can
Like,
move that
okay.
personally if you want, or just
And you
target.
get little lines pointing at you for the people that are
Yep.
targeting you. Is it?
Mhm.
Okay. Wow.
Also, yes, I hate Tetris.
So
I'm hating
you
on
can like
Tetris.
focus people who have the most badges, focus random people, or like somebody who's close to like or
Very
whoever
nice.
has the most knockouts. So like fight them. So
Oh boy.
Never in my entire life would I have ever thought that a Tetris Battle Royale would exist.
Or look
Yeah,
this
if you had
good.
told me, like,
Or that I would want to play it, yeah.
if you're like, in the year 2019, we are going to, there is going to be Tetris Battle Royale. Then first of all, what? What are you talking about? What's a battle royale?
Yeah.
What is even this battle royale? Which are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know.
We go from Minecraft Hunger Games to Tetris Battle Royale.
mm,
Yeah, good stuff.
Everything in between, you know?
Oh God,
I mean,
we're all doomed. That's a fact.
it's a good game.
Games industry is
True.
over. It's over,
All
boys. Pack it up. It's
I
done.
think that's just about all I have to say about
Yeah.
that.
Tetris.
Hey,
Yeah, I have nothing more
Tetris
to add
Battle
to
Royale.
Tetris.
Let's go.
It's just
go.
that. It's just 99 people playing Tetris in the same room, knocking each other out, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Good for
Oh,
them.
man.
And it's free to play.
Yep.
It's
I
free
thought,
to
you had,
play.
I thought you had to buy it. It's free
What
to
battle
play.
pass are you gonna? Do they want a battle pass?
Yeah, can
How
we
would
get
that
Tetris
change your
skins?
blocks? Oh
Yeah,
man.
just
I guess
Skin on
different
the block.
skins.
Your
Yes.
background.
You can have a
Dang.
anime profile picture.
Maybe you can
Anime
get
background.
Child.
maybe you can get knockout taunts. So when you knock someone out, it plays a
Yeah.
little taunt on their screen or
Heck
something. So
yeah.
you could just fucking piss everyone off.
Hell yeah! I pay to win. I'm gonna be a pay to win player for Tetris Battle Royale because I'm
Oh,
a sad
God.
piece of garbage.
That'd be amazing.
You
Absolutely
can have a little
amazing.
Tetris block. You can have a little Tetris block golem show up and do the default dance on someone's screen.
Oh, thank God! That's exactly what I want. Yep. Mhm.
All
They
right,
might have to try after their podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, here we go. The topic that I fucking hate: Metro Exodus.
Oh yeah. I think.
I don't-
yeah.
I don't hate it because
Alex.
of the game. I just hate.
Alex.
I hate all the controversy.
Alex, I want to know.
Shit.
First of all, let's get some thoughts, some basic thoughts from you, Alex.
From the only one. Has anyone here played it besides Alex?
No.
All right. Well, this is
Alex.
kind of Alex's spotlight and telling us how the
Alex,
game is.
you have the
That's
stage.
why I've been quiet the entire time.
Oh, thank God. Let's go. Yeah. So I want to talk
God, why
talk
do
a
you
little bit
so
about
much,
Metro.
Alex?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. All right. Yeah.
I guess I'd stay quiet. Thank you, Ryan.
No, Alex. So,
Yeah, stay quiet. Exactly. The only person who's played the game, and we want you to stay quiet. Yeah,
no, we
no.
want to hear what you think about Metro.
I swear.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's
Okay.
good.
Weren't you basically telling me that it's the same game, but it's like not in a bad way, but it's like the same
Not in
game,
bad
just
way.
like
Is it more? Is it a more
It's a-
polished version of Last Light, or what? Like, what's is the story different, or?
Well, is- you know, ha- um, so who played like both the games?
I
Also,
played Last Light, not.
I have
That's
played
Last
a
Light.
little bit of Metro Last Light Redux, so whatever I've played, like maybe an hour of that,
Yeah,
and
me
I kind
too.
of want to play. I want to
Yeah.
play more of them because they seem very interesting and very fun. I hear
Yeah, they
I
are.
think they're based off of books, and I think the
yeah, they're based
Yeah,
off
I
a
know,
book
right, yes.
with a really like awesome author who's like it's like all part of the development, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah, I've heard
basically
it's-
Was he part of the development?
yeah, he's like
That's okay.
yes,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
he's awesome. But basically, if you take these sections where you're outside with your gas mask, except there's more freedom where you can actually take off your gas mask some points.
Yeah,
It's
Hmm.
basically like all of that, but like extended for the
Hmm.
most part.
the whole point of the narrative that they revealed is that the Earth is like regrowing or something, so it's actually like some air is
So-
actually safe to breathe and shit like that.
Mm, I don't know if I should. I don't know if it's spoilers.
yeah.
Maybe
Let's
don't
try not
spoil
to
it,
get
'cause I actually
too many
do
kinda
spoilers,
wanna-
but if there's a way you can
'Cause-
explain,
Yeah, right now, like I'm looking at the gameplay and it looks exactly like Last Light.
It
right
it
now.
does
Yeah.
to me.
Which is
Yeah,
good because Last Light's gameplay is good.
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, actually,
it's
the
just a
gameplay is just like
continuation.
that's like.
Oh, it
But
looks like
basically, the situation is that you're trying to like is like the beginning. You're trying to like reach out and see if there's like other people out there, and everyone's getting mad at you. Like, what the fuck, here, Tim? There's you're gonna kill yourself
So is that what the train
because
is?
we're yeah, and you like discover trains that's like moving out,
Okay.
and then there's this whole
Interesting.
thing where like, oh, maybe there are people I know.
Interesting.
Because-
So we'll just we can. So there's a little
That's
mystery.
basically
It's
it.
that same. I love the creepy kind of. I love that whole creepy post-apocalyptic vibe that it gives off.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you'll get that especially at night when there's like more
Dude, it's those
mutants
things from
outside.
the first
Yeah.
game where if you're in the library, oh my god,
Oh yeah.
remember
Yeah,
the
there's a
library
sh-
mission?
Yeah, this is the beginning.
Halo.
There's like especially in the at nighttime, there's a shit ton of like mutants and just walking around and like electrical anomalies.
Oh,
Mm.
so there's a whole day and night cycle.
Yeah, there's day and night.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
and the game spans over the 4 seasons. So you like start out in winter and then
Oh yeah.
you move on.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty
And-
cool.
Actually,
Okay.
I forgot they talked about that.
Yeah,
That
and
is actually
from
cool,
what
yeah.
I heard, each section takes at least 5 hours to like get through.
Wow.
The seasons.
If
Dang.
yeah, if you like do everything,
So it's like a 20-hour
So-
game.
Oh,
pretty
in
much.
that video right there, it looked like there was a camera mode.
Yeah.
Like you can go into a little
Oh.
It looked like.
Yeah,
cinematic.
Yeah, this is
mode.
this this is like source spoilers right here.
Yeah, I don't want to
So-
spoil anything. That's what I'm trying to skip
Yeah.
past.
Skip around.
Skip past
Uh,
all this stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
There's so
The
much
songs-
story.
There
So,
is.
yeah.
There's a lot of story. From what I heard, like, I mean, I experienced it. There's like cutscenes that like last at least over 10 minutes. Now there's
Wow.
quite a lot, but it's all interesting. From what I also heard, which, the ending is like the best.
Oh,
So
really?
far, just it's
Are-
like a direct. Yes.
Go.
No, you.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
No,
So,
it-
are there still like weapons that are kind of like put together? Because right now this just looks like an AK.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the customization is amazing. So
Okay.
basically,
That was
right
a
now you just get like basic weapons that you pick up like in the last games.
Yeah.
But once you start just going out in the world and like have some freedom, you actually can pick up weapon parts. You find like different kinds of body armor and that do different things in like bandit camps and all sorts of attachments that you can take out of your backpack and just swap onto fly, and you could put on. Let's see, all the way from actually game right now. Hope I don't die. So you can put your stocks on, kind of barrel, sights, magazine, and a gadget like laser sights. So there's a lot you can do, and you'll like discover out on the road like on other weapons. And if you already have an attachment, it like goes into your scrap, which is it's interesting, but it's a little bit simple, but it's still like you have to micromanage things. There's only like two resources. One's like chemical stuff, and others like mechanical stuff. And you use that for everything to make mech packs, gas filters. I mean, mass filters, ammo, refills,
Does
and to even clean your weapons, which is.
oh, you have to
Oh,
clean the weapons?
wow.
Like,
Yeah, you actually,
they-
there's like, it's a pretty interesting because it's like deteriorates over time, and then you have to find a
Interesting.
workbench and clean it.
So, like,
And
Interesting.
do your weapons
does-
like jam and like overheat or something?
yeah, they
or-
do. Like,
Oh, wow.
especially when you have a silencer, it like really it overheats like the fastest.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
And-
I like that actually.
It's really cool. It like really makes you think. Oh, am I gonna bring am I gonna make my bastard gun like into like a silencer with no not that much going on, or am I just gonna go guns blazing, which you can do. And it's a fun challenge, especially with the humans. What's cool is that you can actually like kill them like maybe one hits or two. It doesn't take that much.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And what's awesome if you like clear out like an entire camp and maybe there's like one or two more guys, they actually surrender and you have like the option to like kill that last person or just punch them in the
Oh,
face.
wow.
Does that mean that you have like a morality meter, kind of like
Yeah,
a
yeah, the morality is
Paragon
bad.
Renegade kind of?
Yeah, pretty much. It's back from like past games, but
Huh.
this time you're how it worked in the last game is that everyone you killed like goes towards like you being bad and stuff. In this game, you're like allowed to kill bandits and other stuff
Oh, okay.
as long as they're
your
without infecting it.
morality. Okay.
If you kill bad people, it's fine. If you and there are like some special groups like from from what I heard, there's like this shipyard, and there's like this innocent fishermen like protecting their dock, and you kill them, then it makes it like into bad morality, and if you don't, then you're fine.
Okay.
And it all affects the ending, which seems more fair than in Last Light because it's very easy to like get the bad ending because you miss one specific
Hmm.
like thing. It's like, oh, I missed this one thing. Now I guess everyone fucking dies.
Yeah, and in Last Light, it seems like it's really impossible to not kill people.
It is.
It's
Well,
because
not
it's just so
impossible.
linear.
Yeah, in this, it's like you can like go completely around everyone. Like,
Are there
can-
non-lethal takedowns? I forget if there were any in the previous.
yeah,
game.
yeah, there is. You can just punch them
Oh, okay.
pretty much, or you can just stab them, shoot them, whatever. But in more linear like sections, like little dungeons, you mostly have to kill things, just because it's very necessary to like move the plot.
Like monsters.
Like right now, you like have to clear out the train and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And but I think the weakest part so far is the mutants, especially the human ones. They are
Are they just like zombies?
zombies who could yeet the shit out of bricks.
Yeet bricks. Ah.
Yes, they yeet bricks. They just,
Nice.
every chance they get, even if they're like 2 feet from you and you're on top of something, they're like, eh. Like it's worse when there's like a horde. But you
You just
can
have a whole horde of zombies fucking chuffing bricks at you.
yeah, it's so annoying. And then you have these like crab things who literally shoot they're goo at you from
I
the
think,
water.
I think I've
and-
seen that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes out of nowhere. So you're like just walking along, like, okay, it's like, fuck, he just
Dang,
hit
dude.
you.
Um,
That's
Good.
good.
Dang.
It's so annoying. And then every enemy, no matter where you are, as long as you don't make too much noise, I guess. Like the things you saw at the beginning, those mutants, they always see you. It's
they always see you. Like,
yeah, it's hard to run from them. Well, granted, I was running one time and they were just there,
Oh,
but
true.
it's sort of hard to get spotted by them. I can see more focus being like done towards the human enemies because they're the best part. They're like fun to fight. Like you actually,
Okay.
even so, sometimes they're like still dumb, especially when they're in stealth.
oh
It's-
yeah.
It's still a little fun to fight them over mutants.
Is the currency still the same? Is it still military grade bullets?
Yeah.
No, it's actually like all towards the crafting because I haven't, unless there are merchants there, I haven't encountered any.
Oh,
But
Huh.
basically, it's all you.
so you
Um,
just you find scrap and like craft bullets and
Yeah, you craft bullets, so you don't have to worry about like using military grade. You can just go ahead and
you just go ham and fire all your best bullets.
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, 'cause in
but-
the previous games I never used the military grade bullets because I was too scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
it's much more. There he goes. It's definitely it's sort of I guess simplified, but still actually a little bit more
Perhaps
challenging.
streamlined.
because-
Streamlined is a better word, maybe.
Streamlined, yeah, because you actually
Yeah,
have to
that'd be
think
more-
about what ammo you want to make.
I see.
If you don't find it, it's like because when like story stuff, you like find plenty of ammo, but when you're out and about, it's still harder.
So did you buy this on console or do you have it on PC?
On PC,
Um,
yeah.
I
It
guess-
looks fucking amazing. It's
Oh,
That's good.
I bet it does.
It's-
Well, from what I'm seeing, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Video.
And apparently, where there's the big to do with Epic versus Steam, but in a year
Yeah.
you can get it on Steam. So
I
you
was
don't wanna
gonna
wait that long.
get to the whole, Epic Game Store.
I mean, I would suggest if you want the on PC, then yeah. I mean,
Get it
it's
from the Epic
you-
Game Store or wait.
wait,
Yeah.
Oh.
because otherwise it's still a good game. It's just
Yeah, it looks great. And
Yeah.
everything you've told me,
I
it seems
tried
like
to
it's really
refund my split decision, but since it hasn't happened, I was like, fuck it, I'll play it
Yeah.
because I've been waiting for this game for so long,
Yeah.
and like the weekend when I was about to buy it the next Friday, that happened. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's frustrating.
Rough. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
At
might
least it's
wait.
a good game.
because I'm gonna be honest. I don't really trust the Epic Game Store,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
the lack of features is
Yeah.
kind of appalling.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean-
I might take this opportunity to play the other two Metro games because they've been remastered
is
a
a
few
good
times.
idea.
Which so I'll
Yeah.
just probably wait if I can get
I
to play
would.
them at all.
And you like books, so you could
no.
read the novels.
I
Too.
know.
Yeah,
I could
it's-
read the
It's
book.
true.
It's actually like very close to the books. Only difference is that Artyom kills one person in the book, so
Oh,
that's a little
interesting.
bit
Only one.
only
Huh.
one.
So he's
He's
a war
only-
machine in the games, and he only kills
yeah,
a single
pretty
person
much.
in the
But then I
books.
guess it'd be a kind of a boring game if you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
combat, but-
story is like it's really good. I mean, it's even carried from like direct from last game if you get the good ending where like there's something that happened to like one specific character. If you get that good ending, and he's like, oh, he's still alive. All right.
Dang.
This
Oh, I
must
see
be-
the
it's
backpack thing here.
Yeah. Here's the customization. It's really good.
I like
Actually.
stuff like that. I like it when you have realistic like
Yeah.
applications and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can do that anytime you want. You can but you can clean them when you're at a bench.
So like you could be in
And-
the middle of combat and decide that you don't want the silencer on your gun
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
just go find some
Um,
cover and swap it off.
And the other difference is that at your train, which is like your main base, That's like the only place that you can like swap weapons if you want to
Oh, okay.
like
Jesus.
go for an AK instead of
So is it okay?
SMG.
So for weapons, is it like a weight thing, or do you have like 2 or 3 slots for weapons?
No, it's not a weight thing. It's so you can have a primary, a secondary, and then a special, which is um, right now you have like the steel ball gun, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure later you're going to get the bow, and
Hmm.
that's reserved for that. It's a little bit limiting compared to last games where you can like pretty sure you can like have all 3 slots whoever you want.
Yeah, you
But-
could.
Yeah. So in this game, it's only 2 slots, which is like I want like right now I want a shotgun, pistol, and a
I
assault
think
rifle.
that's
But
fine because I never really used all 3 weapons.
yeah,
I always just use the 2 because it's what I'm used to.
yeah, it might not be like that for everyone, but I mean it works,
Yeah.
especially since like the third one is like reserved for like mostly stealth stuff,
I
like
like
the
the.
steel ball and the
I
Cool.
just
Yeah.
want to point out the video of the guy. He must think that's a zip line or something.
it is.
So-
He's just
He just
hasn't
doesn't
gone
know.
this.
What?
Oh, he
Yeah,
hasn't gone far
you'll-
enough to. Okay.
Yeah, you like find this one mechanic guy and he gives you
So,
a zip line thing.
Dang. So I mean,
Something-
it looks like there's a lot of options, a lot of customizations. Kind of
There is.
different. They've improved onto especially the weather, the season system. It's
Oh, the weather system is so cool. Like
That,
one time, I was like just running along, and then a huge thunderstorm just came in.
Oh, that's
It
good.
was
Oh,
like-
that's cool.
It
That's
looks
really
so
cool.
good too. Yeah,
So
Yeah.
little games do that.
yeah, and I compared this game to like be a double A game, which is I think
yeah,
Double.
isn't used often, but it's like
yeah.
perfect. And
I mean,
If it-
honestly,
it's-
like, say what you want about like the marketing team and those guys, the guys
Yeah.
up above, but this is running on an Xbox One, like this crazy fidelity. Like,
Yeah.
they must have
this
put
video
so
is?
much.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
effort
even better
into
on
getting
It seems
PC.
this.
insanely well optimized.
I'm
Yeah.
watching this
Even
through
for-
your stream, and I don't know if you're streaming at 60 or not. I'm
It's-
assuming.
Yeah, I'm streaming at 60.
I mean,
Okay.
there are some times where it dips because of the when you're outside and there's like a bit of open road and stuff,
Hmm.
and we have other tabs open. But for the most part, it runs pretty good.
If it runs good, then that's great because it also looks fantastic from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does. Like
Oh my god.
I don't Anthem. I had to like
His
go
gloves.
to low. This is like on high.
Oh, so it runs good
And-
too then.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's,
I just want to say,
I kind of want to buy it.
Well,
You know,
Yeah,
just
it's,
$50. It's not. I feel like
yeah, it's,
$50 shouldn't be a selling point because tax is gonna bring it back up to 60 anyways. But
yeah.
I wanted to
Hunter?
say these freaking the animations in this game are nutty. Literally,
Yeah.
when he whipped out his backpack and unzipped it and
Yeah,
then dove
it's-
in it.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
It's
was
I know.
great.
Ooh.
Um,
And then look at that map. That map is so.
I know.
Yeah, you
Mm.
can interact with it. You bring it there, like going last game. And so, like,
It looks amazing. Was it
Oh,
new
you can
with
like
mocap?
vault. Yeah, you can like
I'm
vault
sure.
over stuff, and it's like,
I've always
oh,
been a huge fan of how they handle the HUD as well.
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I play without the reticle, so it like
Oh yeah.
makes it even better.
I'll be honest. I mean, this man. If you're thinking between Anthem or this Metro game, maybe it is worth it to pick it up. On
It's
the
it's
store. I don't
really
know.
In the
it's a
state-
good game.
I'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see what Anthem really is on release. But this
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah,
This does look great.
this looks
Especially
amazing.
since I always want more of the story-rich single-player games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is a
That-
perfect.
The,
I mean,
the ones
I might
that
have
EA
to.
will keep saying are dead. No one wants, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's definitely a passionate game.
It
Like-
looks great. I know you can
Oh.
tell. I can tell the developers like, and I guess if the writer of the books is involved in some aspect, you can
Yeah.
tell they really. Well, it's-
I know if he is like so much with like the last 2 games, but he was definitely for a first game.
for a first one, yeah.
Yeah, he was like
Just one shot.
consultant, like heavy consultant.
Also, his
That's super
I,
cool.
saw, I saw his gun jam there when he was fighting. all
Yeah,
that.
it
it's
jams.
terrifying. I know. I watched in the first.
That-
I watched someone play the first game, and when he was fighting mutants in this library. And it's terrifying when your gun jams when you're trying to
It's-
get
Yeah.
in combat. It's like
Yeah,
That's cool.
the dirtier your gun gets, the more lucky it jams,
Right.
and it's less accurate.
Yeah.
It makes it like more
I love
tension.
the hardcore survival things. It's good.
It's cool.
Yeah, and I'm playing on hard, and I heard that's like the recommended, and so far it's like pretty pretty fair. Like I said, the only thing is like the mutants, which are just they're all kind of bullshit.
Mm.
But I was gonna say, and fall damage is another thing. Like you can like fall down from like half a building and die. That's what I did.
Oh,
That's a bit rough.
It's a bit rough.
so it
Dang.
doesn't.
But overall, Alex, positive. Do you like the game or do you love the game? That's what I
like
want to. I want to.
I
Like
need to play. I need to play more
Mm.
and get
See how
out
the
of
story
the
plays
first.
Is
Yeah.
this the last one? Is this the last
I think it is.
Metro
Trilogy,
game?
right? So
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it is a trilogy. So
Yeah, I think they said something about it being
it
the last.
being over. The next one will be a battle royale Metro game. It's gonna
No,
be
you're right.
epic.
Heck yeah.
I'm ready.
So cool. Well, I think with
On
that
Showdown.
we don't really
Do
have
we
too
want
much
to still
else.
talk about the Far
Oh, yeah,
Cry? Or...
No, I have no. I mean,
I mean, I don't have any
It's-
interest,
it's-
honestly.
it's out of
Yeah,
my
me
interest.
either.
I have nothing to
the
say
only reason I
about
put it
it.
on there is because all I was gonna say is it seemed like a lazy patch map, and
They're like,
Like
oh,
Primal.
here's a new Far Cry
Yeah.
game. Oh wait, here's another one.
yeah, I know. I feel like it's just it's just my same problem with Ubisoft and them releasing the same game over.
Wait,
and
it's
over
not
again.
DLC.
Nothing interesting.
No, it's
No,
a $40
whole
game.
game.
$40 game.
What?
$40.
Yeah.
It's the same map that was recolored. It's
Blood
off.
Dragon is 30.
It's off.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exact-
know.
I keep comparing this to Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Guess it's
But-
trying to
It
be
is the
Blood
same
Dragon.
Yeah, it's,
But
that
it's
one's
really-
actually good.
Yeah, it's
Blood
it's-
Dragon had a unique map. At least I think it did, right?
No, it was like I think the second place you go.
But it was like
Like-
it
tuned-
looked so
it
different. I
was
couldn't
tuned up.
tell it was
Yeah.
the same map.
Yeah, it
right?
still looked different.
Whereas this one, it's like I see the buildings and I'm like, I know exactly where that's at because I played that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like this post-apocalyptic skin really isn't doing
It
it
just
for me.
it like why would you get this when Rage is coming out? Like it's
That's
just
all.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
that's
wait
true.
for Rage.
Aaron, weren't you the
so
one that
true.
said it looks like a Rage wannabe?
Me
It does.
or who?
Someone said
I said it looks like
a Rage
budget
wannabe.
Rage is what I said.
Budget
It does
Rage.
look like
Budget Rage.
Budget
It is. It doesn't look. It looks
Really
like
great.
Rage, but
Really
not
Metro.
fun.
but
So-
not fun.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. All I want to say is it just seemed like a lazy. I don't know. It was mostly if we ran out of topics, but we didn't. We
But,
had
yeah.
plenty to say about everything. So,
We did.
Plenty of topics, yeah.
but yeah, we're running a little long. So I think we're gonna call it there, boys. Yeah. So tune in next time. Hopefully we're gonna be streaming at a different time than Sunday. I don't think Sundays are optimal times.
One
So-
more thing
Yeah,
I wanted to
with
say
My
about
man.
the Epic Store is that I
Mhm.
don't hope that they die. I hope they actually, try to
Improve.
make it better.
Same
right?
with me.
Yeah.
Try to-
Oh yeah, for sure.
I hope that they make it so that the Korean people will stop trying to steal my fucking V-Bucks, God.
Oh god damn.
They keep,
One day.
me and Danon, it's like they keep trying to steal our V-Bucks that
Yep.
we freaking...
I
Too late,
dude.
Them
Worked hard
V-Bucks
for
are
this.
theirs.
Leave my account
No
alone.
V-Bucks.
I
We
was
worked
on that
hard for those
grind, bro.
V-Bucks, dude.
Come on, man! I need my V-Bucks. No. Yeah, but I think we're gonna call it there, boys. So I'll see you all on the loading screen in Apex.
In Anthem,
That's
you
where
mean?
I'll see you guys.
Anthem.
No, I meant to say Anthem. Shit, they're all blurring together. Oh no!
Equal 7, hey.
My brain.